What's up? What's popping? What's cracking? What's going on out there? What's up, fam? Bam! It is the homie, Mainman Mademan in the building. Hey man, y'all know how I get down. We talking boxing, man. Once again, it's on. Once again, honor and a pleasure. I repeat, a honor and a pleasure. Rocking out with the boxing fam and the boxing fans. Sunday. You know what that means. Our time now, man. What up to the fam? Salute to everyone in Mainman Mademan's boxing form. Thumbs up as you pull up. Salute to everyone that catches this live. Major salute to everyone that catches this on the playback. I want to say thumbs up as you pull up. You already know. Thumbs up as you pull up. You already know. What up, though? I hope all is well in the world. Most importantly, fight fans, I hope all is well in your world. You know what I'm saying? Hope all is well out there today, man. I know I'm coming on kind of late tonight, fight fans. Unfortunately, the day got away from me. Try to get up in here and do this as fast as I could. You know what I'm saying? But unfortunately, the day kind of got away from me, and I got in here as soon as I could. But I know a lot of y'all ain't tripping. You know what I'm saying? It's a good 3-day weekend for a lot of y'all out there. Happy MLK weekend to everybody out there, man. Do yourselves a favor. Take a minute to sit your asses down and listen to the I Have a Dream speech. Why don't you? You know what I'm saying? Why don't you? I remember back in the day, dog, when I was growing up in school, it was a must. Like, they would take us up out of class, walk us to the auditorium, and force us to listen to the I Have a Dream speech every single year. Hell, my grandparents, man, when I was a kid, bro, they used to force me every year around Martin Luther King birthday. I had to take. They'd catch me running through the house, running from outside, or running out the door. Come here, come here, little main man, come here. Sit down right here. What you about to do? Just take about 15 minutes and listen to this, and then you can go about your business. Every year I had to listen to that damn speech. You know what I'm saying? And it's a beautiful speech, man. We love that speech. That's a speech that's gonna stay with us, this country, for to the end of it. You know what I mean? So do yourselves a favor, man. Go sit down and listen to it. Educate your kids about it, educate your grandkids about it, the meaning of it, how, you know what I mean, like, just everything about that speech. Just break it down to them, the meaning of it. And hopefully that dream comes true, fight fans. So I want to say happy birthday to Martin Luther King, one of the greatest men to ever walk this earth, and for what he stood for. And you know what I mean? And don't forget it, fight fans. So do yourselves a favor and just sit down and just, take a minute to listen to the I Have a Dream speech. Wouldn't take you but a few minutes anyway. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. Much love to the fam that's pulling on up in this thing. I got Vincent Roof on deck. Vincent, how you, man? Hope all is well, champ. Hope all is well, my man. Cuzzo, what's up, man? I got something for you, Cuzzo. I got something for you, Cuzzo. I've been working in the I ain't been, what I'm saying, out and about. My head ain't even been out and about like that, but Cuzzo, I'm working. I'm in the lab, bro. Head down. And I'm going to be sending you some things, bro. I'm getting that itch again, champ. I'm getting that itch again. What's up, Cuzzo? I got 2 songs I need you on. Hit me when you get a chance. Much love. Say less. You know what I'm saying? I got several for you to get on, bro. Several. You know what I'm saying? I'm definitely going to be reaching out, champion. I'm definitely going to be reaching out. Square Business on deck. Salute to Square Business, man, in our house. What's up, champion? Much love to you, man. Much love. He say keep the tradition going, fam. All day. Yeah, keep that tradition going. We don't never want that tradition to die right there. Beautiful speech, man. I'm going to remember it to my last days. You know what I'm saying? To my last days, man. Rest in peace to Martin Luther King, man. Real spill, man. Ill Status says we up in here. I got Ill Status in our house. What's up, champion? Much love, man. Much love, much love. So let's get to it, man. I don't want to hold everybody too late tonight. So we just gonna roll through a handful of topics, fight fans. Wasn't too much of an eventful week this week in boxing. We actually had some fights on last night, so I'm gonna touch on that. I didn't give an immediate reaction to the fights last night. I'm sorry, fight fans. I love FA Ajagbe. I do. But I wasn't giving up my Saturday night for FA. You know what I'm saying? Just wasn't going to happen. But I want to say congratulations to FA Ajagbe for getting into that win column, man. Coming out going 12 rounds with the boy Brian Shaw and getting the victory, fight fans. Now, I know for sure that I got a significant amount of FA Ajagbe fans here on the channel, because I remember when the early days of FA first came out, man, I used to get hit left and right, behind the scenes, in front of the scenes. Man, what do you think about FA? Hey, what do you think about FA's performance? You think he getting better, man? Hey, FA looking this, he looking like that. Until that Johnny Rice fight came, and then we had a different situation, man. But I'm gonna tell you this, man. FA, from what I've seen from that fight, and I haven't watched the entire fight, every second of it, I will admit. I was kind of skimming through it, and I also took in the highlights of the fight also. But from what I've seen from FA, first off, good that he went all 12 rounds. He definitely need that work. You know what I mean? He definitely need that work. And y'all got to forgive me if I'm looking to the side here. I got two screens in front of me. So I got one over here and I got one right here. So, yeah, he looked good, man. It's good to know that he went 12 rounds, man. First off, you can definitely see he's still a work in progress. He's clearly still a work in progress. Still got ways to go. I read the reporting on it. Looked like FA landed 90 jabs. Looked like his guy Shaw didn't come to fight neither. Didn't press him, but so much. It looked like whenever Shaw was kind of engaged into the fight, he was having some minor successes on FA. FA definitely still has leaky defense. Still got some stiffness issues. Still standing straight up in the air. Punch selection got to get it a little bit more widened. You know what I mean? Got to have a better punch selection, I think, outside of just the jab, the 1-2. I do appreciate the effort from FA for trying to do combination punching. I will say that, fight fans. You clearly see that that's the one thing that he's working on in training or whatever. He's trying to become more of a combination puncher, open up a little bit more. Not just be the stiff guy that relies on just that one big right hand. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, it's what you got here is FA, a work in progress, fight fans, first and foremost. And I appreciate the learning effort. But does he got ways to go? 100%. Is he ready for any sort of cream of the crop, any sort of top floor, any elite competition? No. Hell, I even think that maybe even, what's that boy, Jared Anderson. I think Jared Anderson might beat FA right now. FA is a work in progress. I'm not one to judge a work in progress, fight fans. I want to see what the final product looks like. And what I see in front of me with FA is a guy that's going through the motions, that's going through the transformation. We got to wait and see exactly what that final product looks like. He's up there in age. He's older than most, you know what I'm saying? So, but clearly you see the effort to want to learn. Got ways to go, fight fans. Got a long ways to go. You know what I mean? The footwork, the stiffness, the defense, the punch selection variety. Got to widen that variety up a little bit more. But hopefully those things come with time. And the fact that he's willing to learn and execute those things in the ring, well, that speaks volumes, fight fans. That speaks volumes. How far will FA go? That's a good question. I mean, we know FA got power. We know the Slim, he can punch. But the problem is once he get in there with a more skillful guy, they're going, as of today, they'll do anything that they want to do with FA. Deontay Wilder, I wouldn't even want to see him in the ring with a Wilder or Ruiz. And like I said, not even a Jared Anderson right now. I say give FA minimum. He's looking like he needs about 2 more good fights, man. He needs about 2 more good fights, champs, before we can sit back and say that, okay, now it's time to kind of start holding his feet to the fire, or he should have had that learning curve by now. But I say give him a couple more fights right now. He's uncooked. He got ways to go, and he still got to learn a little bit more. You know what I mean? Vincent says, yo, what? We need to connect, man. I'm a full-time musician. Need some guitar? Let me know. Hey, Vincent, stop playing with me, Joe. Stop playing with me. You a guitarist? Bro, of course, bro. I stay in the lab. I stay in the studio. That's what I do. Oh, man, we definitely got to link up, bro. Do you know how many times I be looking for cats that play guitar solos? Oh, man, one of the things about production that I strive to want to do, Vincent, is to incorporate more and more live instrumentation. You know what I'm saying? I love live instruments. There's no studio, and I know we got all of these plugins and all of this stuff that make the instruments sound live. Nothing beats that live sound, champ. Nothing beats that live sound. People don't know this. The reason why Kanye West's My Twisted Fantasy was so great and so huge is because he took 2 years to make that album. And the reason he took 2 years to make that album is because he would do the track, listen to the track and be like, yeah, it sounds good, studio instruments. But he had to bring cats in that have live instrumentation. Y'all think about this, fight fans, like that song that Kel Brook always come out to, All of the Lights, right? At the beginning, you hear that piano solo, that dun dun dun. Boy, that all that's live instrumentation. That's Kanye saying, look, I made this beat right here, but can you play that piano to this beat right here? That's something I can't do. That's priceless. Hey, Vincent, man, ain't nothing like live instrumentation, champion. Nothing like live instrumentation. We definitely gonna link up. I'm gonna send you some information, champ. Must believe, man. Must believe. Malachi 727. I don't believe Garcia fight happens, man. Hey, listening to Oscar, I just don't know. Let's move on to that real quick. Let's talk about it. Word on the curb, fight fans. I'm sure most of y'all have heard at this point. Oscar De La Hoya comes out and sets a deadline. Now, when we see this, fight fans, this, I know some of us who already down that got the notion of, look, I don't believe the fight is happening. I believe the fight is happening when these two are in the ring. We made it to the end of the first round. Somebody got a cut on their face. The cut man is digging up into the chest of the fighters, and then they come out for the second round. Then I'll believe that the fight is happening. Most of us don't believe it's going to happen, right? We think that this is some games being played here. I still am waiting to find out to see exactly what this whole sharing of the broadcast rights goes. I'm dying to see how this works out. I'm hoping that Showtime and DAZN can work it out, fight fans. And most importantly, a heavy signal about this fight is if this fight comes across the finish line, there's a good chance, and I'm just keeping my third eye open. If this fight gets across the finish line, then that means it's open. It's open for business for DAZN and Showtime to be working, or should I say, Oscar and his stable and Haymon to be working. And this may also open the door for Virgil Ortiz and Errol Spence Jr. Keep your eyes on this situation, man. If they make this thing go through easy work, and clearly we already starting to hear some hiccups in this, but if they let this go through easy work, there's no reason why Virgil Ortiz and Earl wouldn't be easy work. You know what I'm saying? But according to Oscar De La Hoya, and I'll put the quote right here on your screens, fight fans. He says, and I quote, I have no contract. The deadline for me is Monday or I'm moving on, end quote. So I don't know what that means, dog. Like just the other day, we had Gervonta Davis in his post-fight interview after the Hector Garcia fight telling the world that he's waiting on Ryan. He's waiting on Ryan. Now we got Oscar saying he's waiting on Tank. So where the hell is the truth, man? Here we go with this crap, bruh. Here we go. This is why I was so reluctant to want to really even talk about this fight. Because I do not want to start putting my whole X's and O's on this fight and breaking it down and all of this other jazz just for us to get to the jokes on you stage. We get no fight. None of us don't want to believe Ryan. None of us don't believe Espinoza. 1 minute is on, next minute is off, then it is on, then it's off. Bro, I don't know who to believe in none of this situation. I mean, look, all I do know is this fight is huge for what it is. If they're going to do it, then fucking do it. You know what I'm saying? If not, then move on. I'm getting a little sick of this situation. I'm being honest with y'all. Y'all may be tired of Spence and Crawford. I'm tired of this already. I'm tired of this situation. I'm tired of the faking, the lying, and the Twitter wars and the Twitter beefs, and then Devin Haney want to come out of nowhere and poke his nose in it. Then Shakur want to come out and then all of this Twitter and tweeting and Twitters, and ain't nobody fighting. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. So I don't know what this means, man. Even if you're going to do it, then fucking do it. You get me? If they're going to do it, then do it. I hear Ryan Garcia out here. Oh, well, I'm worried about Gervonta Davis's situation. We don't know. Man, don't worry about that. If the man is telling you to sign the contract, you just worry about your end. I haven't heard either side come out. They were unhappy with whatever the details is in the contract, fight fans. Have y'all? So if there's no problem with the contract, Tank already told us months ago that these were his next two fights, Hector Garcia and Ryan Garcia, the Garcia brothers. So if this is all, we know this for months. This ain't like a 2 week ago thing we just found out, or we just found this out last night. We found this shit out ago months ago. Why is this type of stuff even floating around out there? How long do you need to sit down and negotiate a fight fans? Clearly, in this case, you got two fighters that are willing. At this point, it's starting to look like the Crawford and Spence shit. Like I can't. Can I sit back and fully say that I think that neither fighter don't want this fight? No, I can't say that. I think Tank won it, and I think Ryan won it. The hidden hands, do they want it? See, I didn't want to cover it much last week, but I heard when Gervonta Davis came out of his mouth and said, well, if it's up to me, then yeah, then I will be fighting Ryan. If it's up to you, are you the boss or not? Is it Leonard that got to make that decision? Is it who is it up to? It ain't up to you. Because he said if it's up to me, then I would do A, B, C, D, E. So is this thing solid, fight fans? Is it solid? We don't know. We getting jerked around again. Here we go. And since we going to play this little jerk game, we don't know if it's official. Here we go. I'm going to leave it alone like I did before. I ain't got to talk about this fight. I mean, I'm going to leave it alone. I'm not even going to speak about it until we get something official. We're not going to sit around and play hype man. I am not going to sit around and play hype man and ain't no fight happening. So what? Y'all not speaking? And why is Oscar in the pub? Why is this shit in the public? Are y'all not talking? I would think at this stage, at the very least, even if you want to say, hey, they haven't finished negotiating before, at this stage, that they should be talking to each other, not through the public. This is a bad sign, truth be told. Anyone who comes out to the public with something like this means that they ain't talking. If you talking to somebody, fight fans, are you going to run to the public and say, well, I have no contract, deadline for me is Monday? Or are you going to pick up the phone and say, hey, what y'all doing over there, man? Like, y'all going to fill out the contract or what? Do you want the fight or what? How real is this thing? Man, I don't think it's going to happen, man. I don't think it's going to happen. What say the fam? Let me see. Man, KP from KC5 says boxing is so full of crap, man. I feel you, KP from KC5. Like, come on, man. We shouldn't even be having this conversation right now. The man Tank just fought, bruh. That's what I was just talking about the other day about taking energy into another fight. This is becoming a common theme around boxing, fight fans, where, okay, we got hyped up for Tank fight, even though Tank bring him out and he's still a star no matter what. But at the end of the day, one of the main reasons people was hyped going into that Hector Garcia fight, and most people accepted that Hector Garcia fight with no problems. No one cared if he moved up in weight and all that other jet. No one cared about it. You ain't fighting Haney. You ain't fighting this guy. No one cared about that because you told everybody that the next fight was Ryan. Is it a game? Is it a gimmick, fight fans? What we taking for the ride? Time will tell. Tomorrow's recognizes what Martin Luther King's birthday, right? Oscar saying that they got till Martin Luther King Day to make something happen. And he moving on. This shit is flugazy, fight fans. Flugazy. Salute to Coach Kennedy in the building. What's up, champ? Hope all is well, man. Hope all is well. KP from KC5. What fights can these freaking people make? This stuff is old, man. I'm with you, fam. It's really old, bro. We should not be having this conversation right now. We should be in the ring. Y'all get me, fight fans? We should be in the ring right now. We shouldn't be having this soap opera talk no more. Oh, Oscar's lying. Oh, Floyd is lying. Oh, Al is lying. Oh, DAZN is broke. Oh, this is that. We shouldn't be talking about none of that. We should be in the ring. But we can't go in the ring because they can't get their fucking acts together. Now, can we, fight fans? We can't go in the ring for Crawford and Spence. How many, all of the channels that y'all sit back and listen to talk about that subject, that y'all hear talk about Bob Arum, that y'all hear talk about the court case, that y'all hear talk about how much money that they made in that fight, and this fight, and that fight. We can't go in the ring. Why? Why you can't go in the ring, man? Because if you go in the ring right now, it may be for nothing. You may be breaking down your X's and O's and formulating your whole strategy for nothing. That's one reason we can't go in the ring. We don't even know if we're going to get the fight or not. So why waste your time? We can't go in the ring. They keeping us out the ring, fight fans. They keeping us out the ring because of this soap opera mumbo jumbo. And that's not, that's not boxing, man. That's not boxing talk. You know what I'm saying? Ryan said in the interview that the contract is signed, but I believe that might be the term sheet. Facts. Big facts. Could be. Could be. I'm just at the point, fight fans. I don't know. I'm running out of energy to even speculate no more. Like, I don't even really want to speculate no more. I just want the fucking fight. We've been speculating so long, bro. We've speculated over Crawford and Spence. We speculated over this. I'm done with the speculating, fight fans. I'm done with the speculating. And that's going to be the word of the day, thanks to Mr. Sulaimon. And we're going to talk about that, fight fans. But I'm tired of speculating, man. Ain't y'all tired of speculating? Everybody needs to start free streaming the fights until the promoters, financial gurus, and lawyers give the fans what they want. Fans are getting fed up. They get fed up. All they want is the casuals and the what's the YouTuber crowd, the YouTuber, the influencer, the boxing influencer crowd. They want that, man. They want that, man. They promise a big fight while giving you a crap fight so you can buy the crap fight. They've been doing this at Mainman. That's what I'm saying. Speaking on other fights, building up a certain level of energy to take that energy and go somewhere else. That's starting to replay more and more and more in the fight game. Y'all keep your eyes open, man. Think about it. Like, say, for example, I'm not saying this is going to happen, but say, for example, Ryan Garcia, they say, nah. Yeah, oh yeah, we're gonna fight Tank, we're gonna fight Tank. They pull out at the last minute. Oh, we couldn't get it done because of ABC, but we're gonna revisit negotiations probably in the fall. So that means that Ryan Garcia name would stay hot all the way up into the fall, because people would sit back and listen and wait for that Tank. Well, you said the fall. Then when the fall come around, something else come around. And now we're talking about next spring. So now, okay, well, we'll wait till next spring. And we're doing it all over again, over and over and over again. That's called putting the carrot in front of the horse, fight fans. That's on a fishing pole. You know how it go. You put the carrot in front of the horse on that fishing pole, and that horse gonna keep on walking, thinking he gonna get to that carrot. He ain't gonna never get that damn carrot. That's what they doing to us, man. I'm sick of it. So I don't know who to believe here. Boxing is just full of crap right now. Like KP from KC5 just said, I agree with him. Boxing is so full of smoke and mirrors right now. I don't know what to believe. I don't know what to believe. Keep your sources. I'm believing this right here. I don't know about y'all, fight fans. Only thing I'm believing is these right here. What I'm seeing. I'm not even believing these right now and what I'm hearing. I'm believing what I'm seeing. I think y'all might want to do that too. Believe this and believe this. Your gut. Because right now, boxing is full of smoke and mirrors, and none of us really know what the truth is in a lot of this shit. You know what I'm talking about? Real spill, man. Real spill. Mike, what up, though? What up, though? Coolin', man. He says if somebody pay you, man, you have a boss all day. All day. If somebody pay you, you have a boss. Big facts. Big facts. Unless you're setting your own prices. You know what I'm saying? KP from KC5 says, I'm stream team from now on, man. F boxing. Y'all can pay if y'all want to. Hey, man. Hey, I can't go there as a content creator, but I understand where you coming from, family. I really do. You know what I mean? I'm keeping my fingers crossed. I'm hoping the best for the sport. I'm hoping the sport get its act together, and I'm hoping it cleans itself up. You know what I'm saying? Let's speaking of which, let's talk about a little bit more dirt, shall we? This was going to take a second. Let's talk about this Sulaimon thing. Let's talk about this Sulaimon thing. Let's talk about this Sulaimon thing. Smoke and mirrors, fight fans. Speaking of smoke and mirrors, let's talk about this. First off, I want to say this, man. I want to give a hearty salute, hearty salute, man, to Nestor Gibbs in the boxing voice. You know what I'm saying? For conducting a wonderful interview for Mauricio Sulaimon and getting all of the answers, or should I say, getting his position on to the public record, so all of us boxing fans can sit back and hear exactly what was the position of Mauricio Sulaimon. So for those who haven't seen the interview of the WBC president, Mauricio Sulaimon, after this is over, of course, go on over there to TVV and give it a check out, and also give it a thumbs up. You know what I'm saying? Salute to them boys over there, man. They putting that work in. You know what I'm saying? And so, look, now I listened to the interview, or the portion that I wanted to pay attention to. So I got two things from this interview, fight fans. First, Mauricio Sulaimon is BSing. That's first and foremost. And I think most of y'all got that off the jump. The man should be named Sammy Davis Jr., fight fans, because he was just dancing his ass off, wasn't he? Dancing his ass off, champ. Well, you know, he doesn't want to speculate. He does. I love that line, bro. That is a beautiful media trained answer. You know, I just don't want to speculate. I'm not here to speculate. Speculation. If you speculate, you'll become a speculator. I don't want to be a speculator. I'm not here to speculate. So I don't know. First off, thank you for that. Second off, also, there's another part of this interview, on another layer to this interview, that I, for one, really appreciate. And that is, truth be told, and I don't know if Ness or TBV understand what they did here, but you basically got the WBC to get to a point where they've admitted that they're fucking patsies. That they literally admitted that, yeah, we're patsies. We can't do nothing unless they tell us. The theory that most of us boxing fans have already had from day one. What are you talking about, main man? You know I came with quotes. Given that the Boxing Voice conducted that interview, I'm not going to do audio, fight fans. I took my time and my liberty to write down my own quotes that I want to deal with from Mauricio Sulaimon out of respect for the Boxing Voice. You know what I'm saying? Real spill. So I'm going to say this. Before we get to the to the Spence and Thurman stuff. Mauricio Sulaimon was basically, him and Ness was having a conversation about boxing coming under one organization or one entity. You know what I mean? This is something that a lot of fans have flirted around with, or maybe suggested that maybe boxing should think about doing, like one body to regulate boxing, maybe even government involved, whatever the case may be. And maybe we can start getting some of the best to fight the best. You know, we ain't got no loopholes, or they can't run here, they can't run there. Just like the UFC, right? The UFC or the WWE, they got one where the organization literally controls the business as well. You know what I mean? But that's a major thing. And Mauricio Sulaimon made sure to come out and speak about that, how the organizations, whether it's the WBO, WBA, WBC, IBF, IBO, or any commissions for that matter, you know what I'm saying? None of these organizations control the business of boxing. That gets handled mainly from the manager and promotional levels. They set the business, turn around, and basically issue the marching orders to these organizations on how exactly they want it to go. Some of us still had this notion, if you believe that, you know, lollipops and gumdrops fall from the sky, that the sanctioning bodies run boxing, and they got their feet down on boxing, and they have rules that they have to enforce, and boxing has to obey those rules. Well, if you believe that, and the lemon drops and the gumdrops are falling from the sky for you, don't forget I got some magic beans to sell you too. I'm charging $5,000 a bean though. You know what I'm saying? You tripping and you living in la la land. And I'm gonna tell y'all straight like this, fight fans. I used to think about that same idea. Like, oh, can boxing come under one umbrella? But the more and more I think about it, the answer is no. The answer is no. Boxing will never be under one umbrella. Boxing will never be regulated. You got to understand, fight fans, when you talk about baseball, hockey, or basketball, or any of these other sports or any other combat sports for them, that's the way that these sports were incepted, the way that they were born. They were born under structure. Boxing was born under chaos. Boxing never had structure from day one. The model of boxing did not come with structure. It came with money and corruption. Boxing is from the streets. Boxing is from the streets. The characters in boxing are from the streets. If you try to form one entity to rule over boxing, it will just be a matter of time before that one entity gets corrupted. I don't care if it's politicians. You may say, well, man, we could just, put some senators, some governors in, and make them. Trust me, easy work. Easy work. Cats like Bob Arum, cats like Eddie Hearn, they'll find ways to wiggle next to these folks, sprinkle them palms, and we'll be back to square one. I believe that boxing is so fundamentally corrupted to its core since its inception that anything you put in charge of it, it would just be a matter of time before they become corrupted as well. Money talks, man. Money talks. Bob Arum and the whole cast of boxing, should I say, they know how to get next to these cats. They know how to get next to these cats. Boxing was more so, let's just say, to make it simple, it's from the streets. And they will never let it go commercial. It will never be gone. Too much dirty money is tied up in boxing. You got cats washing money in boxing. You got cats doing all kinds of shit in boxing, man. There's cats that we don't even know that's involved in boxing. Y'all will be surprised. I know when the whole Kinahan story came out, everyone was, oh my God, I can't believe a mob boss is in boxing. There's plenty of mob bosses in boxing. There's plenty. He was just the one that was just trying to legitimize himself with the help of boxing. Bob and all of them, right? They were trying to legitimize. That's my whole point. That's what boxing is. Boxing don't run away from those kind of people. Boxing welcome those kind of people. And now when the chips fall on the floor and somebody get caught up doing something wrong, now boxing's so dirty and filthy, guess what? Everybody will run and point the damn finger. I had nothing to do with it. It was all of them over there. It was all of them. Boxing is fucked up. And you will never have one organization to rule over the sport. According to Mauricio Sulaimon, he says this: boxing is complicated. Every promotion is independent. There is no league like football, baseball, basketball, hockey, that there is structure. There is a calendar, and we just try to do our best to lead fighters to a position to fight in the best circumstances. End quote. That's basically saying, without saying, we ain't shit but patsies. We set up the rankings. Yeah, we set up this, we set up that, but it's up to them if they want to do it. We just, as he says here, we just give the best to lead the fighters to a position to fight in the best circumstances. That's some political mumbo jumbo for your ass. Oh, that's what you just lead them to the best circumstances, right? You ain't got to worry about enforcing it. You ain't got to worry about, this, that. You just lead them. And to a lot of folks, it may sound like that's the right thing to do. But that's how they do it. They word it this way. This is basically them saying we got no power. This right here, we got no power. This is what this says. We got no power. We patsies. We can order stuff all we want. Ness was even going as far as to try to let them know, like, there got to be consequences for when you order something and they don't fight. There got to be something. They got to be dropped from the rankings. But boxing is complicated. It's the networks. It could be the promoters. It's the truth is in the middle. It's a bunch of dancing. You ain't got no backbone. This is why boxing ain't got no structure. Because cats like this, scared to stand up to the institutions of boxing. Status quo. Fake gestures, acting like you're doing good, such as the Clean Boxer program. Salute to Mauricio for trying, I guess, to do something. He says his best signature thing that he's done since he took over from his daddy was start the Clean Boxer program. Okay, cool. How many boxers are really being tested, Mauricio? Can we put your feet to the fire on that? Why isn't the funding for the Clean Boxing program, the budget, been raised yet? Why are they still operating on a $10,000 budget? Then that's only allowed enough to test maybe 2 fighters a month, tops. How many fighters are enrolled in the Clean Boxing program? Hundreds. How many are being tested? So this is why I believe somebody asked the question of, well, when can you start putting it out there, like when you testing these guys? Because it's hundreds of fighters in the Clean Boxing program. But the only time we tend to maybe hear about a guy getting tested is like right before a fight, Now, don't get me wrong, fight fans. They still do tests between fights because every now and again we'll have an article leak out of some fighter that duck testing or whatever the case may be, right? But when you really take a step back and if you really take a serious look at that program, they're not doing nearly enough testing. It's a mirage. It looks like you're doing something. It does. But what are you really doing? And if you are so flexible in your rankings, and you are so flexible with your mandatories, and you are so flexible with your orders, are you also flexible with the clean boxer program? What do you mean, man? Well, I'm one to mean that I know that the clean boxer program makes a lot of money for the WBC, especially when these guys get caught up. They got to pay all kind of penalties. They got to do all of this. They got to do all of that. You know what I mean? WBC makes some really good money, and they share none of that money with VADA. Because I remember VADA writing a nice long letter to the WBC saying, hey, man, you got to up our budget because guess what? All that money you making from these dirty boxes, we ain't getting a dime of it. You only cutting us enough to go and do the testing, and that's it. That's when VADA was upset with the WBC. Y'all don't remember that. How many people really being tested? Or is it facade? Or is it, if I'm a popular enough fighter, I ain't got to test? Because if you're so flexible on your orders and your mandatories and everything else, how do I know that you're not being flexible there too? Floyd Mayweather, they say they showed up at Floyd Mayweather's house, caught him with an IV in the arm. Nothing happened. Nothing. Yet little Manny couldn't even get a TUE for his fight with Floyd. That's funny. That's funny, fight fans. That's funny, fight fans. So this is a very unfortunate thing. In recent days, I've been speaking about how the IBF, how we've lost a ton of respect for the IBF, how they were the number one sanctioning bodies with enforcing their mandatories, no matter who that person was. It didn't matter how popular the fighter was. It don't matter what the fighter setting up. The IBF used to be extremely strict, and they earned a very good reputation for that. Now they're bending and folding, just like the rest of them. Somebody got to the IBF. Who got to the IBF, fight fans? Who got to the IBF? If they make one entity to rule over boxing, you don't think that they would get to them? They got to the IBF, fight fans. Let's keep pushing. So when it comes now, this is the thing that I don't understand. This is the part that's really throwing me for the loop. And I'm going to get to some of the comments in a second. They asked him, so we know the situation is, it looks like it's going to happen, be true, that the WBC is okay with Spence and Thurman happening at 154, even though this has been ordered as a mandatory for 147. No titles are on the line, fight fans. Mauricio Sulaimon thinks that we are stupid. I heard him call the boxing fans a name during the interview. He called us adorable. He said the boxing fans are so adorable. Y'all know what that is. That's that son you talk. That's that pat you on the forehead. Oh, you so cute. Get out of here, kid. That's what we are. The boxing fans are so adorable. We're so dumb and adorable. We think we know what we're talking about, but we don't know what we're talking about. Right, Mauricio? We're so adorable. When they asked him what happens if Keith Thurman defeats Errol Spence Jr., given that there's no titles on the line and this is a mandatory, does the belts go to Keith? And his answer was he doesn't want to speculate. What the fuck does that mean? What does that mean, fight fans? Oh, I don't want to speculate. If Keith wins, I don't want to speculate. We don't know if he's going to stay at 54 or 47, so I don't want to speculate. The question is real simple, Mauricio. If Keith wins, does he get the belt? Because any other answer is uncivilized. This is a yes or no answer here. Not no, I don't want to speculate. It's as simple. Keith is the challenger. He's fighting the champion. If he beats the champion, is he the champion or not? Simple. I don't want to speculate. Fine. Let's stop this dumb shit. Mauricio thinks we stupid, fight. Oh, let me put one more thing up here. Hold on. He also said this. because I thought this was hilarious. He thinks we stupid. There's many precedents of champions fighting over the weight. After the fight, we will see if he decides if he will come back to welter. If he wants to try super welter, we will see what happens, right? End quote. He says it's not against any rule. It's perfectly under the rules, and it's gonna be a WBC official event. Wow. Wow. The man says there are many precedents. Now, I've been running around here the last 2 weeks, fight fans, saying the word unprecedented. I kept telling the whole world, I say, boxing fans, this is unprecedented, fight fans. And he says there are many precedents. We're going to talk about that, Mauricio. First off, let's drop the bullshit because I'm sick of this shit. A lot of you new fans out here, y'all run around and say the word mandatory. Man, this is a mandatory. The word mandatory is the short name for it. The full name is mandatory title defense. That's what you call a mandatory. A mandatory title defense. Anybody seen the title? Anybody seen the title in this? Or if you might want to say, well, man, given this not for a title and they said it's okay, it's just a mandatory defense. Okay, great. A mandatory defense of what? Because it's F54, so it's not for, what is he defending? It's not a belt. We're not talking about the number one spot because it's F54. What is he defending? It's a mandatory defense of what? Or it's just a mandatory. Whatever that may be. We could just leave it at the word mandatory, right, fight fans? I thought the last time I checked that the full name for it was mandatory title defense. Now, Mauricio says that there's many precedents. Don't call us stupid, homeboy. We know that there are many precedents of a fighter moving up in weight, leaving his titles behind to go and challenge himself at another weight class, maybe win, maybe lose, and then go back. Hell, Demetrius Andrade, right? Remember that? He got to go up and face Zach Parker, and he still had his WBO championship at 168 pounds. No harm, no foul, fight fans. It happens all the time. Gervonta Tank Davis just recently fought Hector Garcia. Hector Garcia got a title down at 130 pounds, right? It happens all the time. The question is, where is the precedent of a mandatory? Where is the precedent of a mandatory fighting at a higher weight class, not for the belt? Give me that precedent. There ain't many precedents of that, Mauricio. Who the fuck you think you fooling? Who you think you fooling, boy? You know what I'm saying? Where is the precedence of this? To my historians out there, have you ever heard of anything like this? It's a precedent. It's many precedents, white fans. And so between the dancing on Keith, the Keith answer, whether or not he's going to be champion if he beats Errol, it was plenty dancing there. Dancing, lying on this, the many precedents, as if we're not talking about a mandatory, fight fans. And what makes it even also worse is that all of this whole act, this whole facade, this mirage that we're talking about here was all set in motion behind the fact that it was ordered as a mandatory. And it ain't even a real mandatory. A mandatory defense of what? Of what? Of his popularity? You can't defend your popularity, fight fans. It's a mandatory defense of what? You may say, well, man, why are you tripping, man? You know, hey, we're going to possibly get Crawford and Spence. I'm not like y'all. Miss me with that man fan bullshit. It's not just all about Crawford and Spence. I love Crawford and Spence. Y'all know that's the fight that I help build. The point is, it ain't all about that. Because when Crawford and Spence is done and over, we still got boxing to worry about. What happens when the next man want to come around and do the same exact thing? How they going to tell him no? Riddle me that. How you going to tell him no? How you going to tell him no when the next cat come around and say, Mauricio, and to you fighters out there, y'all should be jumping for joy right now. Y'all should be doing jumping jacks at 12 in the afternoon because why? You got a new thing you never knew about. I'm sure if David Benavidez would have known about this, he would have never lost his belt on the scales. He would have just moved up and faced his mandatory at a higher weight class without his belt on the line, right? Right? So once again, Mr. Precedent, because this is unprecedented. Once again, I want to know what's going to stop it from the next man from asking for the same thing. What rule will prevent it? What's this is the problem right here to all of you man fans out there that's just worried about Crawford and Spence. What about the sport? Now we got a new precedent set. Now somebody become a champion. Hell, they don't have to defend their belt. Y'all don't see nothing wrong with that. Y'all don't see nothing wrong with that. That's perfectly fine with everybody. So don't trip out when this happens again. Mauricio Sulaimon, the man who created the Clean Boxer program, joke. The man who created the franchise belt, joke. And now this shit, Mauricio Sulaimon is crapping up boxing. That's what he doing. Main man can talk this way. A lot of y'all can't. And I understand that. But at the end of the day, this is for the boxing fan. Don't call us stupid, Mauricio. We know exactly what we're looking at. And what we're looking at is unprecedented. We ain't dumb. This don't make no sense to nobody. Jaron Ennis cheated out of his opportunity. Diamante Stanionis cheated out of his opportunity, fight fans. That's what this was. Y'all may be cool with it. I'm glad we, whatever, the fight Thurman and for Keith Thurman, man, like what the hell, bro? Where's your dignity in all this shit? Where's your dignity, bro? You can't go for a belt. I guess it's the money. I mean, the money gonna get him to the fight fans. But you can't even go for your belt that you didn't even lose. No one beat Keith for this belt. That's your belt. That's your belt. You can't even get access to your own belt. Earl walking around like it's his belt, but he never beat you for it. He wearing your clothes. And you can't even get him back. It's fucked up, fight fans. This is a bad precedent to be setting in boxing. I don't care what no one says. What's going to stop this from happening? The terms belts don't matter is ringing super true right now. Y'all might say, well, man, it's the youngsters that's talking that way. Nah, they're talking that way because the institutions of boxing are backing that notion. Look at it. Look at it. This whole situation is a smack in the face to tell people that belts don't matter. So you can get mad at cats like Tank for saying it. You can get mad all you want. Oh my God, man, Tank said that. I can't believe he said that. Belts don't matter. Rolly Romero saying belts will show us Mauricio Sulaimon of the WBC, the alleged most prestigious belt in boxing. They're telling you that WBC belt that Earl wears don't matter because he ain't got to defend it. This is janky, fight fans. And no, I'm not happy with it. It's fucked up if you ask me. And it stinks up boxing. And I can't wait. Because Lord knows, this shit is like court, fight fans. You know how it is when you go to court and something is already, passed back in the day or a case that already happened back in the day. And what do? They go into court, they go back to them old cases and see, oh, Your Honor, on this day, on this case, it happened like that. So it should happen like that in this case. They use that case as an example, right? Well, what the hell gonna stop anybody from going to Mauricio and saying, you let Earl do it? Why can't I do it? When you let Earl, you let Earl do it. I mean, when Deontay Wilder fought Tyson Fury, maybe he shouldn't have had to defend his WBC. Maybe they should have just fought for nothing. He would still be champ. I mean, how many people have the option of, oh, I'm struggling to make the weight, so I'm not forced to make the weight no more? How many people would love to have that hookup, fight fans? Earl getting hooked up. Oh, he's struggling to make the weight, so he doesn't have to make the weight no more. What? What the fuck is going on in boxing, dog? Like real spill. This is terrible. And the people that are running around with the pom-poms on, yeah, oh God, Earl is winning. Y'all are some of the scums of boxing. If Terrence Crawford would have done this, I'd have been like, hell to the nah, Joe. What do you think this is? You stinking up boxing. You stinking up boxing is what you doing. But you know, the Manscaped fans, well, it's all right, man. It's totally fine. You know, we're going to get the fight, you know. We're going to get the fight. So what's the big problem? Who's to say he goes up and is going to come back down? Well, they put in the WBA order. You believe what the WBA order saying after you seeing all of this shit playing out in front of your face? And you sitting here going to tell me what an order say? These damn sanctioning bodies are flimsy. Don't tell me about no orders. That kid go up to 54, he'll let Haymon swindle. They don't want the fight. We all know that. Even if you are of the mindset that Errol wants it and they don't want it, what makes you think they ain't gonna get him up to 54 and swindle his ass out of it? Well, Errol, that's what you want. You already up here now, bro. You know, you're already here now. You know, we got Fundora, we got this guy. Why not? You know, you already here. What's the purpose of dealing with him, man? We're dealing with Crawford for. For what? You know, who cares about the belts? The belts don't matter. You know, we got a bag of money over here. We can go make money with that guy, this guy, that guy. Come on, Earl. Don't worry about that belt shit, man. That belt shit ain't gonna pay the bills. Kids can't eat belts, dog. Kids can't eat belts. Meanwhile, Undisputed flies away. And he is now a hamster on the wheel. Y'all better listen up, fight fans. Let's hope it all works out. Vincent says, man, I can't take this. I can't take this, man. Is it Sulaimon? Man, serious. Ever since he was dancing around answering the franchise belts question. That was an atrocity. That was a joke. That was them trying to do their best WBA impression. They looked over at the WBA and said, oh my gosh, y'all are working with that WBA Super Championship. No one is giving y'all no problems. No one is raising all kind of hell about it. And y'all are the oldest belt in boxing. Y'all did that. Y'all created a super belt, making the regular belt basically nothing. And that's the oldest belt in boxing. And y'all getting paid for it. No mandatories for y'all challenger. We don't got a belt like that, but we gonna have one. So you want the WBA Super? We got the franchise. Smoke and mirrors, fight fans. And mirrors. The word is called a mandatory title defense. They should not call this a mandatory. No one shouldn't even be call it an exhibition. That's all it is. No one should be using the word mandatory to describe this fight. Because it operates under, you're not defending anything. Mauricio Sulaimon danced, fight fans. The man said it's not against any rule. It's perfectly under the rules, and it's going to be a WBC official event. And the reason that it's going to be a WBC official event, because he want to make sure that those sanctioning fees, fight fans, find its ways back to the WBC's bank account. So we want to make sure that this remains a WBC event. Terrence Crawford got to be laughing his ass off right now. He got to be laughing his ass off right now. Like, look at all of this maneuvering, dog. This is pathetic. All of this maneuvering, all of this furniture moving and rearranging and moving up in weights and all of this shit just to get away from situations. He got to be laughing his ass off right now, champ. It's not against any rule. Maybe it ain't against no rules, Mauricio. Maybe it ain't, you know what I mean? Maybe you got, I'm sure if you wanted it to be against the rules, you could make it against the rules. But maybe it ain't. I mean, maybe the paragraphs and the sections don't outline that you did anything wrong here. You know what I'm saying? But I will say this. You have traditionally changed the definition of what a mandatory is. It's unprecedented. You have no examples of this being done. Now, maybe somebody's now that they hear Mainman saying this. I wouldn't be surprised if I hear a video or two. Or, you know, there was a guy back in 1909. You know what I mean? Yeah, there was a guy back in 1909. You know what I mean? And yeah, he did this once. I'm sure somebody gonna come out with some shit like that, right, fight fans? Man, I don't know what he talking about. There was a guy in 1853. You know, he did the same exact thing. So what are you talking about, man? He says, and I quote, "You don't get stripped because he is fighting and he is active, and he is fighting the fight that was mandated." End quote. Listen, what is that saying, fight fans? They asking him, would he be stripped? And he's saying you don't get stripped because he is fighting and he is active and he is fighting the fight that was mandated without the titles. So Earl is basically protected by the WBC. No one getting stripped. Belts ain't going nowhere. So just because he's fighting, that's enough for him not to forget it, not defending the belt, but just because you're fighting. So what's the difference of what he's saying here in an exhibition? What's the difference? This is an exhibition. Terence Crawford don't do exhibitions. You know what I'm saying? This is the cream of the crop. This is the top floor. We don't do exhibitions. It's about legacy and treasure. Legacy, treasure, and money for that top floor. And you literally took the legacy and the treasure off the table and just made it strictly about the money. Boxing is fucked up. And we wonder why Deontay Wilder is acting the way he acting and talking the way he talking. He woke up. He says boxing is a business, man. There ain't nothing real about none of this crap. Look at what's going on here. That's what Deontay Wilder, that's how he talking. And, you know, and speaking of Deontay Wilder, it's just a quick sidebar, fight fans. Quick sidebar. I meant to put the quotes up here I seen from Joseph Parker, but then again, I didn't want my screen getting all stunk up. You know what I'm saying? Hey, look here, man. If I'm Deontay Wilder, you look through Joseph Parker. You look through Joseph Parker. He don't exist to you no more. He had his chance. Now that cat needs some relevancy. Man, tell Joseph Parker to take his ass back to New Zealand. Joseph Parker don't get no Wilder fights. That ship is sailed. Joseph Parker does absolutely nothing for Deontay Wilder. Nothing. We all know that Deontay Wilder gonna knock him out. If I'm Deontay Wilder, if he gonna respond publicly, he should tell Joseph Parker to go jump in the lake. Joseph Parker came over here when he had a belt. He could have been fought Deontay Wilder. He chose to ignore Deontay Wilder and go on the European tour. So fine. Don't come over here now when you ain't got no prestige to your name. No one checking for you. No one cares. You thirsty for a fight, and now you want to say Deontay Wilder's name. And in boxing scene, y'all got the nerve to be printing that shit. Man, nobody don't give a damn about no Joseph Parker. Tell Joseph Parker to stay where he at. Ain't nobody checking for that. Y'all might be checking for that out there in New Zealand. Salute to New Zealand. But we ain't checking for it, fight fans. Deontay Wilder got shit to do. Andy Ruiz, Anthony Joshua, that's the plan. No time for Joseph Parker. If Joe Parker wants some work, tell him to go see Joe Joyce. Oh, did Joe Joyce already beat his ass? I take that back. Go see Joe Joyce. Joyce already beat. Nobody don't want to see. No, tell Joe Parker to just get the hell out of here, man. And stop speaking about Deontay Wilder. You know what I'm saying? That fight does nothing for nobody. It's not exciting. I mean, we know you're going to sleep. You know what I mean? You are boring. You know what I mean? You are a twinkle toes for a heavyweight. You are the most boring heavyweight in the heavyweight. You born in Usyk. At least Usyk would try to go after his opponent every now and again. Joseph Parker has no killer instinct in him whatsoever. He's a nice guy. He looks both ways before he crosses the street, fight fans. He holds his fork with his hand in the correct way. He writes with his pencil the right way. He's a yes ma'am, yes sir type of dude. We ain't got no need for him over here. You could have got knocked out years ago, homeboy. You could have got knocked out years ago. That ship is sailed. Fuck they talking about. Deontay Wilder got shit to do. Anthony Joshua. But back to this. And one last thing. I seen Eddie Hearn come out to the public and say, hey, we are rebuilding Anthony Joshua. I support Hearn in the rebuilding of Anthony Joshua. I support Hearn 100% in the rebuilding of Anthony Joshua. Word on the curb is that Joshua is going to go forward with Derrick James. Cool. Whatever, cuz. You know what I'm saying? You get that big dude back into rare form. We want him in rare form because we want Joshua versus Wilder. We want Joshua versus Wilder. Look here, man. You know, all of them cats over there that's a threat to Anthony Joshua. Everybody man like, yo, man, Joshua taking soft touches and let him take his soft touch. He's learning, man. Let him learn. Just like we were just talking about FA. Let Joshua learn. Give him his time. Take the pressure off his back. He does not need to be under any pressure right now. He fed the UK for many, many years. Your favorite fighter would have no name if it wasn't for Anthony Joshua. Do you understand that? There would be no, you know how many people fed and shared his light? The man had the entire boxing UK economy on his back, fight fans. You get a man some space. Let him get his bearings. Let him get his ground back. Let him get his name back. Just so Deontay Wilder can knock his ass into the middle of next week and take that shit. But at the end of the day, I am in full support of Anthony Joshua and the rebuilding process. It is the right thing to do. It is the right way to go. You take your time. Don't let no one rush you. You know what I'm saying? You got Derrick James. You got a whole gym full of stars over there. You take your time, learn the culture, learn the lifestyle, and learn the game plan. You know what I'm saying? And you get better, Anthony Joshua, and you figure out exactly who you are and what's going on right here. Get it together. And when it happens, call Deontay Wilder. If he runs to Tyson Fury and don't fight Deontay Wilder, fight fans. And Wilder and his team better be, you know, because they've seen Joshua run away before. He ran away once. He'll do it again. So hopefully, while he's over there with Derrick James, maybe Wilder can pay him a couple visits. They can have a couple conversations. Get some man-to-man shit. Get it on the record like this is what we doing, right? Shake on that shit. Why he out here in American soil? Shake on that shit. Go visit him. Walk up in that joint. Walk up in this camp. Hey, I just wanted to come talk to you, brother. We ain't got to get no suits involved. To get Hearn, I ain't got Al with me. You ain't got Hearn with you. Me and you, just me and you right here. That's just how me holler at you for a minute. Shake on it like men. I'm going to make sure I get my side in order. You get yours, and we going to do this. Monumental. Get it together, bruh. I want that fight fans. What say y'all? You know what I'm saying? What say y'all? Salute to the homie Vincent Roof, man, and that super chat family. Thank you for your support and much love to you, champ. He says, yo, wait, I thought that the WBA is involved in this WBC mandatory as well. Earl has 60 days to make a deal after the fight. Did they talk about that? No, they didn't mention much about that. And I do find that quite funny. That's funny you say that, Vincent. The WBA did issue that. I would think that the WBC will have to be on board with it as well. Normally, the WBC and the WBA, they normally move in lockstep with each other. So normally, they've already kind of behind the scenes kind of chopped it up on exactly what they want. They want to do. So they didn't mention much about the Bud talk. That's funny you said that. That's crazy you said that. It didn't get brought up much. It really didn't. It really didn't. And I wonder how that's gonna go, bruh. Like I said, man, I mean, me with the thought process of Earl going to 54, then coming back to 47 is a tough pill to swallow. It's a tough pill because even he's going to think like, damn, I ain't been down there in a minute. And now I got to shrink down and go and fight this dude. I got to go and fight a wrecking machine, a man that once he fights people and they leave away from the fight, they're no longer the same. And I got many examples, fight fans. Don't quiz me on that because you'd lose. The fact of the matter is that Earl got to look at that situation and say, damn, I got to go in there with him. And I got to shrink myself back down. Now, we're going to have to do this shit at a catch weight. It's going to be something. It's going to be catch weight. It's going to be something. I just don't see him coming back down. And I want to also stress one last thing that I got to keep doing every last stream that we talk about this, fight fans. Nothing is set in stone, meaning nothing has been said by Earl. Nothing been said by Keith. And most importantly, when we see above welterweight, we seen super welterweight in the language. but it can also happen at a catch weight. They can say, hey, maybe we're not going to 54. We'll just do it at 50. It just know it that can happen as well, fight fans, because none of this stuff is set in the absolute stone. So I want everyone to know that, you know what I mean? And I just want everyone to be on that, you know what I'm saying? What's up, the ill status, man? Muhammad Tola, what's up, my G? There you go. There you go. What's up, Muhammad Tola? Hope all is well, fam, bam. Hope all is well. Salute to you, champion. Salute to you. You know what I'm saying? He says, is Thurman going into the fight with no guarantee, or is it just a rule for Crawford? Great question. We haven't heard anything about far as the ins and outs and the preliminaries like that. I haven't heard any intricacies like that. That's a great question. That's a great question. I don't see Keith going for nothing. For Keith ain't gonna take this fight with no belt involved unless there's a significant financial prize involved. I would think not $10 million Keith. I mean, he wanted 10 million to fight everybody. They asked him would he fight Scooby Doo. He says yes for 10 million. Manny Pacquiao 10 million. Tank Davis 10 million. Udanis Ugas 10 million. $10 million Keith. Terrence Crawford 10 million. 10. You know what I'm saying? So I just have a hard chance believing that Keith, with no belts on the line, would at the very least not have some sort of financial incentive to take this fight. You know what I'm saying? So I will hope so. But the question about whether it's guaranteed or not is a very, very good question. It's a very, very good question. I hope so. I hope so, because I know Keith ain't trying to be waiting for no 7-8 months, a year, 2 years for back end money to be coming in. You know what I'm saying? Everyone with the, oh man, back end money is so great. These fighters be waiting 2 years down the line and back end money still trickling in. You know what I'm saying? They better hope that these broadcasters that's responsible for paying the back end money, or whoever's responsible, don't go out of business. You know what I'm talking about, fight fans? Don't claim bankruptcy or any of that jazz, because back end money takes forever to get fully paid in full. Good luck with, and God forbid if something happens to one of these fighters while the back end money is trickling in, because guess what happens, fight fans? That back end money gets allotted, and then we're going to swing that back towards the lawyers. So now that back end money that fighter was looking forward to, because the back end money is so beautiful, well, now Mr. Lawyer A and Mr. Accountant B and Mr. Taxman C is eating that up, because I done got into a little trouble along the line. So now all of my back end money is going to other places. Now I'm taking loans against the back end money. That's what they do. Now they in pocket. Between court cases and taking loans against that back end money, now you in pocket. Now you ain't going nowhere. That's why back end money is so beautiful, fight fans. Why didn't Terrence Crawford make a run for back end money? Why did he always want a guaranteed upfront money that he can touch, fold, put into his bank account? Why would he want that? They tell him, oh, well, you know, the fight ain't that big. The fight ain't that big. You know, it's not going to sell that much. But then when he says, well, then if that's the case, give me my money up front, he's wrong. But then when he says, well, the fight is the biggest fight in boxing. No, it's not that big. Well, if it ain't that big, then why the hell am I tripping off back end money? Y'all see how they bump heads? How that don't make no sense? One hand, the fight ain't that big, but on the other hand, take no guarantee. Bet on yourself. What do they say? What do you say? Al said, why you want to put a cap on yourself? Fuck you mean why I want to put it? If you telling me that the fight ain't that big, that's the cap right there. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna take the upfront. Let me get 10 upfront. Give me 10 upfront. And if you so should believe it that it's you know it's gonna do that, then give me the money up front. They bump heads, man. Those ideas bump heads, fight fans. So I don't know. That's a good question though, Muhammad Tola. I just hope Keith gets Keith gets what he deserves. You know what I'm saying? Any fighter that's fighting a champion, any fight, I don't give a fuck. It ain't just a Keith thing. You don't have a belt and don't defend it. That's not how boxing works. That's how business works. That's how clown shows works. You don't have a belt and don't defend it. Unless you're gonna move up and stay up. Or should I say, let me rephrase that. You don't have a mandatory and you don't defend your belt. I told y'all the full name of it is mandatory title defense. It's not just mandatory. You know what I'm saying? The full name is mandatory title defense. You can't have a mandatory without a title defense. It don't make sense. It's unprecedented and it's fucked up for boxing. You know what I'm saying? I can't wait to happen when the next WBC champion asks to do this. What if, you know what I'm saying? The next WBC champion, man, WBC gonna be like, we order you to fight the next guy. They're gonna be like, man, you go jump in the lake. I ain't defending I'll fight him, but I'll fight him at a catch weight and I ain't defending the belt. How you gonna tell me no? I wish you tell me no. Because if you tell me no, Mauricio, I want to know why you didn't tell the other guy no. What's the difference between the other guy and me? Tell me that. How did he get to do it, but I can't do it? Because these fighters did not know that this rule existed, fight fans. Why? 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 Hey, my bro, man, salute to the homie. Knockout Boxing 86 TV champion. Much love to you, champ. You keep doing what you doing, Knockout. You are killing it, brother. And you know, my Knockout, man, I just want to say, bro, your boxing content is stellar, man. Stellar. You keep on doing what you're doing. You know, I got nothing but love for the homie Knockout Boxing 86 TV, and he is one of the elder statesmen of Spence Nation. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I respect his grind. I respect his work. Much love to the KO 86 TV. That's a member of the fam right there all day. I can't tell on here, but I can't tell on here, but KO should have a blue suit. You know what I'm saying? Much love to the homie KO, man, all day, man. You keep on doing. He has a wonderful, wonderful debate series running over there, fight fans. The Knockout, the KO Boxing 86 debate series. You know what I'm saying? But it's a great series, fight fans. Check it on out, man. And he's going around and getting some of the good voices of the boxing community and making them square off. My time is coming, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, I'm waiting for the right one, and he knows exactly the one I'm waiting on, you know what I'm saying? Much love to my homie Knockout Boxing 86 TV, champ. What's up with you, cuz? Hope all is well, man. What's up with them boys, man? Hey, we got show out tomorrow, KO. We're gonna knock them bucks out the way, shawty. We're gonna knock them bucks out the way. Salah Farah in our house. I never believed that Ryan Garcia would take the Gervonta Davis fight. I'm gonna say this, Salah. I never believed that the suits would allow the fight. I've always wanted to know what the final products looks like. You know what I mean? Like, what does that look like? Is DAZN going to take a piece? Showtime going to air it? Is DAZN going to air it? Like, I never thought that they can solve that hurdle right there. So that's the thing I'm trying to, if they solve that hurdle, then I believe that they can make it happen. Because I think the fight is won it. But I think that the hurdle is, once again, as in most of these big fights, it's the hidden hands, it's the suits, it's the cats behind the scenes trying to figure out, do we want to give up such a star in Gervonta Davis and let DAZN show him? Do we want our tank on DAZN? And DAZN is asking, do we want our Ryan on Showtime? You know what I'm saying? So it's just crap like that. You know what I'm saying? Crap like that. Bruh, PBC is ducking real smoke. Errol and now Tank. Yeah, man. I don't know what's going on, bro. And it's just, you know, these injuries and all of this funny moving going on, bro. I just don't know what to believe right now, man. I'm just, like I just said earlier, man, I'm getting tired of speculating. I just want the freaking fights. You know, all of this drama shit, it's unnecessary. Just fight, man. Goodness gracious. You know what I mean? Like, this shit is crazy just to get a super fight nowadays. It's damn near impossible, fight fans. It's damn near impossible. It's interesting that the Ennis camp hasn't been vocal about this fight not being a title defense. Why is Keith jumping to the front of the line to not get a title bout? It's clear that Keith was promised something, and they're fulfilling whatever promise that Keith was made. Because, like I said the other day, Keith been running around like he knew something. And he's been saying things in the public that we just didn't take serious. You know, Keith is the one, but he literally came flat out last year and told us that he was told that he was going to be the guy that was going to be facing Terrence or Earl next. He literally said that last year. We glossed over it because we were so engulfed into the Spence and Crawford stuff and saying we didn't want to let Keith in. But Keith was trying to tell people from the sidelines like he was told something. He's been saying that all year. And then all year, like I said, he was pouring cold water on Spence and Crawford like he knew what was going to happen. He knew what was happening. Keith started working out towards the end of last year. Keith was already told something. Floyd, oh, they ain't gonna happen. It ain't gonna happen. They ain't gonna happen this year. Have you? Floyd said it verbatim. Did you see Earl tweet about it? He was like, nope. He said, did you see Crawford tweet about it? He was like, nope. He said, what'd that tell you? Floyd telling us, ain't gonna happen. Ain't gonna happen no time soon. Ain't gonna happen. So maybe that side clearly was in the know. There was cats from that side clearly in the know. We just didn't want to hear it. Terrence ain't want to hear it. And I don't even think Earl wanted to hear it. I don't think Earl rides with that notion. I think Earl is on his own program. But the only thing is he don't have the power to make shit happen. Unfortunately. But that's what it is, fight fans. That's what it is. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. Oh, hey, Slim, we better, bro. Hey, bro, I'm gonna be on the edge of my seat tomorrow. Okay, yo, man, I'm gonna be on the edge of my seat tomorrow, dog. Cause we lose tomorrow, man. I can't take it, man. I'm like, bro, we keep getting into the and Dak got to show me some progress in the playoffs, bro. He got to show me that he ain't no Romo. I got to know that he ain't a Romo, bro. I got to know that he ain't a Romo. So I'm tomorrow, fight fans. Y'all can consider boxing here on Mainman Boxing tomorrow night off. No boxing tomorrow for me because I'm going to be biting my nails, sitting on the edge of my seat, rooting on my Dallas Cowboys tomorrow night, man. We in the playoff. We made it on that wild card, man. So we in there. Let's cause some damage. Also, all what we want to do is just get in there. Now that we in there, let's cause some damage, y'all. Let's cause some damage. You know what I'm saying? Muhammad told us says DAZN is in big trouble with billions lost last year. Name me one good marketable fight that they can stage. That's a great point. Not to mention one of their future supposed stars, Conor Ben, look like he just crashed and burned. You know what I mean? But DAZN is. I seen a little bit of that news that they lost billions and billions of dollars, man. We'll see. You got to remember, man, DAZN is just. We'll see. You don't really know how much money they got to play with over there, man. They came in the game selling things. You know what I'm saying? They came in the game. We talked about this a lot on the channel. DAZN was part of a portfolio of a whole bunch of companies. And DAZN just so happened to be the streaming service company of all of the companies. Well, guess what? All of these companies all got sold for billions just to prop up DAZN. They sold that company, that company, that company. They sold that company, that company. And they got all of that money, all just to buy sports rights all around the world. And I know it's easy to say that Eddie Hearn lost a lot of their money. I don't think so. He ain't have nearly enough of their money to lose. They lost money betting on these sports rights that ain't producing for their ad. They went out with a global initiative. They wanted to be global. So they sold off parts of their company. It was called the Perform Group. Remember? The Perform Group. They sold off all of those companies just to prop up DAZN. And you telling me now all of that money is gone? Then they had to go to the hedge funds to get money. So you telling me all of that money is gone too? They ran by a billionaire. That man Blatvinik. They ran by a billionaire. So he got ways to create, different revenues, different streams of revenue. I ain't gonna say that Eddie ran them in the ground. It's the fact that they try to get into other sports. They bit off too much more than they can chew, and most importantly, they made no inroads here in America. They didn't make enough inroads here. They don't have the relationships here in America, and that's what's hurting them more than anything. It's easy to say Eddie. I get it, but Eddie only had a drop in the bucket for all of the money that they had to play with from the beginning. Because we followed it over here on Mademan's Boxing. I remember doing long live streams breaking that shit down. They're selling off all of these pieces to their company to prop up their streaming service. And that's how Eddie ended up with $1 billion, because of all of the shit that they sold. You know what I mean? Just to prop up the one company in DAZN. Mm-mm. I always thought that was wrong for them to go with Eddie off the jump. They should have went with an American guy. Bob was already bought up with ESPN. PBC was already bought up with Showtime and Fox. They should have went some. They should have. Well, they tried it with Oscar. You know what I mean? They trying it with Oscar, and Oscar is playing it kind of smart, protecting his fighters, so they can be the ones that lead off the zone. You know, with the Hispanic subscribers and stuff like that. You know what I mean? That's their number one subscriber base. Oscar's protecting his crew, and he's going to let his crew lead off the zone the same way he did with Canelo. Now, if anybody got over, it's Eddie Hearn. Eddie got over, if anything. Eddie got over like a big dog. Eddie couldn't do is nothing that they wanted done. They wanted inroads here in America. They already knew that they were going to get into the UK. And it was because of Eddie that they held back from going into the UK a lot sooner. You know what I mean? Because Eddie had dual relationships with them and Sky at the time. So they waited till that to run out. And they said, okay, now that you done with Sky, all right, cool. We coming into the UK. But they can never come here. They can't come here. They can't get an inroad here for nothing. For shit. Yeah, I mean, we see their fights when they put them on the app from over there and all that shit, but they don't have the big name fighters that they need from over here. They don't have the relationship with the promoters and the managers they need over here, and they don't have the relationship with the networks that they need over here. Eddie couldn't make none of that shit happen. He lied to him and told him that he could, and he didn't. Eddie came off with a thinking that he can wave money around to a lot of the PBC guys because they're not locked into promotional agreements. So he thought that he can wave all of this money in front of him and they were going to bite. What Adrian Brown or what Tank Davis just recently say. I'm glad I didn't take that deal that you offered me, right? Eddie didn't do no relationship work and he didn't do no schmoozing. You know what I mean? He had already had a bad name with PBC after he took Anthony Joshua off of Showtime and ran across the water. When they took that belt off of Charles Martin, all of that put a bad name with PBC. He had Anthony Joshua on Showtime for 6 fights. Did not give them the Deontay Wilder fight. Ran back to Sky Sports. Took all that he got, just like we've been talking about, right? Took that Deontay Wilder fight, the momentum from that fight, and he ran and got a beautiful deal with Sky Sports. PBC ain't never forget that shit. Told y'all, man, if you really open your eyes, fight fans, you'll see that this happens more and more around the fight game than you know. Guys who take the energy from one fight. Oh, everyone's talking about me and this guy. Everyone knows me and this guy's a great fight. Everyone wants to see me and this guy fight, but I ain't going to fight him yet because I'm going to take that energy and go over here and fight this guy, and they're going to have to pay me double because they know they're going to want to be in business with me because I got that fight in my future. Y'all might argue and say with Mainman, Bud Crawford did it. That's how he got such a good deal with BLK Prime. I wouldn't deny that. I wouldn't deny that. That's the way the game works. That's the way the game. They take in energy. Earl did it with Mikey. Same thing. Him and Crawford. Big moment in the hallway. Viral moment around boxing. Everyone wants to see the fight. I'm going to go fight Mikey. 50,000 in the arena. Biggest pay-per-view for Errol Spence's whole career. Fresh off of the Terrence Crawford hallway debacle. Tell me I'm lying, fight fans. Tell me I'm lying. Couple more and I'm out the door, fight fans. Let me make sure I covered everything with this Sulaimon stuff, man. Yeah, I think I got all his quotes right. And look at this, man. You don't get stripped because he is fighting and he is active and he is fighting the fight that was mandated for no belt, for no defense, for no ranking, for no nothing. It's not against any rule. It is perfectly under the rules, and it's going to be a WBC event. Wow. There you have it, fight fans. So I'm just going to leave it at this. I leave this situation still confused. I still don't know if Keith Thurman, if he defeats Errol Spence, whether or not he will be crowned champion or not. Mauricio Sulaimon said the answer for that, for those who missed it, he didn't want to speculate. Don't know what that means. Maybe y'all know what that means. You don't want to speculate and tell the world that if Keith wins, that he'll be champion. Fine. You don't want to speculate because you don't know if he's gonna stay at 47 or 54. Okay, crime. Fine. Fine. Whatever, man. You know what I'm saying? But this is what we getting. This shit janky and it's stanky, fight fans. And it is what it is. Because guess what? As we get closer and closer to this fight, if I got 90% of y'all mad as hell that this is going down like this, by the time we get 2 weeks out from that fight, that number gonna be down to about 15% of y'all mad about this, and y'all just gonna want to see the fight. And boxing knows that. And boxing knows that. The closer we get to Keith and Errol, the more and more it ain't gonna matter. The closer we get, the more and more it ain't gonna matter. And this is why nothing changes in boxing. And this is why nothing ain't gonna never change. Because they know to please the fans, all we want to see is some action at the end of the day. So we'll see, fight fans. It is what it is. This is the shit show that we got. Let's go forward, man. I mean, I hope that these fighters come out and give some direction on this. Like, are they forward? Are they not? Is the fight going to happen? Is it ain't? I mean, here we are, like, no press conferences, nothing. You know what I mean? This shit is bizarre. If we ain't hearing nothing by February, I guess I don't even know what to think no more, fight fans. Real. So I'm just going to sit back, forget about it, talk about other things, and hope to hear news fall out of the sky. That's all we can do at that point. You know what I'm saying? Real spill. He don't want to speculate because we all know that this is a voluntary fight. We all know. We all know. We know what this is. This is a hookup. You know what I'm saying? This is a hookup. I'm gonna be 100 with y'all. I don't got much faith in that 60-day WBA go talk to Terrence Crawford thing. I don't have no faith in that whatsoever. It's no freaking way that you order that and then turn around in the same exact breath and say, well, if that doesn't work, you can go and fight Stanley this Virgil Ortiz winner. So basically, if Earl just say screw it, or if PBC say screw it, we don't even want to entertain it. They can go right into that if they wanted to. They already have a backup plan. How do you give an order and then give a backup plan at the same damn time? How do you give an order and then give a backup plan at the same damn time? Where's the pressure? Most fighters in boxing got to go through pressure-filled situations when they get ordered to fight somebody. Oh my God, I gotta fight this dude. Am I ready? Oh man, the belt. Like, there is no pressure on, or he ain't losing shit. It's just an exhibition. All right. I don't want to keep banging the same drum, fight fans. It's just, I know unprecedented when I see unprecedented. And Mauricio ain't gonna keep calling me stupid. You know what I'm saying? And I mean that shit. You know what I mean? Hold on, where's it at? The boxing fans are adorable, fight fans. What kind of crap was that? Hey, man, Ness, man, what kind of crap was the boxing fans are adorable? For real? Oh, y'all so cute. Y'all don't know what the hell y'all talking about. Y'all just so cute. Yeah, cuz. All right. And let me see. Just to go over this last quote one last time for everyone who wants to know how the WBC feels about boxing and regulating boxing and all of this. Oh, and there was one more thing that he said. I want to put this out there. Why boxing cannot fall under one rule or one organization. And I agree with Mauricio Sulaimon on this. And that is, if you try to put boxing under one organization, boxing is a global sport. Unlike, say, the NFL or Major League Baseball, or where it's just in one country, you know what I mean? Boxing is global. So if you do one commission, then guess what? The Asians are going to want their own. The Europeans are going to want their own. The Australians are going to want their own. The Americans are going to want their own. The South Americans are going to want their own. The point I'm making is you're going to have all of these areas of the world, and none of them are going to want to operate under one entity that operates somewhere far away. That's the issue when you have a global sport. It's hard to regulate a global sport. You know what I'm saying? So even to that degree, and Mauricio Sulaimon said that exactly, and I actually agree with that. That would make it harder for boxing to be regulated also. But according to Mauricio Sulaimon, boxing is complicated. Every promotion is independent. There is no league like football, baseball, basketball, hockey, that there is structure. He's telling you that there's no structure in boxing. There is a calendar, and we just try to do our best to lead fighters to a position to fight in the best circumstances. What the hell does that mean? Thumbs up on the way out if you didn't hit it on the way in. Share. Rock the bells. I want to say much love to y'all all, man. Thank y'all for coming on through, rocking out with the homie. Oh, I see my homeboy up in here. Got to put him out there. What's up to the homie D-Lo 44 Boxing? I ain't see you till just now, homie. Hope all is well out there with the homie D-Lo 44 Boxing and everyone. I repeat, everyone that hears the sound of my voice, you definitely go check out the Voice of Reason, D-Lo 44 Boxing. That is a beautiful boxing mind right there. That is a great boxing channel. For those who want to hear things in a common sense way, broken down concisely, not yelled and screamed and acting all crazy like Mainman, you go listen to my brother D-Lo, man. That's a great channel right there, fight fans. And I mean that, man. But yeah, man, interesting take, fight fans. Interesting take. One thing that Sulaimon said that I agree with is that they won't let a born man fight a woman. Yeah, I heard him speaking about that transgender stuff, man. And that was something I was glad to hear too, because I know there's a lot of shakeup about that. Like, you know, what if this guy was born a man and he's a woman now and all this other jazz. So I'm glad he cleared that up too. I'm just not a fan of the whole idea of it. That's just not my cup of tea. You know what I'm saying? Don't expect for Mainman to be speaking about it, covering it. You know what I mean? It's nothing like, I don't have nothing against it, but I can't sit back and say that I'm just like jumping for joy for it. You know what I mean? And I'm just that way. I'm a traditional boxing fan. Y'all don't see me going crazy for this YouTube stuff either. You know what I mean? Because I respect the fight game and I respect fighters. You know what I'm saying? So nah, man, I'm not going to do that. And another thing, fight fans, just let me throw my 2 cents in on this real quick. I think we spoke about it briefly a few days ago, but just to throw out there, I heard Gary Antoine Russell set the record straight in a recent interview speaking about Gervonta Tank Davis. And I'm going to leave y'all with this. I know there's a thing out there that y'all really believe that the Russells are so anti-Tank. Oh, they hate Tank, man. They pop up at the man shows and they hate on Gervonta Davis. Well, according to Gary Antoine Russell, he put this quote out there that's floating around out there right now. And he says, and I quote, "It's not a beef. It's an athlete being an athlete," end quote. Meaning what he is saying, fight fans, they do not hate Gervonta Davis. They do not dislike Gervonta Davis. Gervonta Davis came up training with these boys, especially Gary Antoine. It's not a hate thing. It's a competition thing. Simple. Competition, fight fans. And it's boiling inside of fighters like Gary Antoine Russell to let the world know that, look, I may be better than this kid, but y'all giving him everything. It's competitiveness. I hate to give this example because this is one of the most saddest examples in boxing, but it's Larry Holmes and Muhammad Ali. It's Larry Holmes and Muhammad Ali. What are you talking about, man? I got Larry Holmes in training and sparring with the aging Muhammad Ali, right? I'm sure Larry was young, youthful, strong, getting his man on Muhammad Ali at times. I'm sure, right? Ali at that point, you know, he was kind of past it, right? And the whole world still looks at Ali as Ali. I don't care how many losses that's Ali. That's the GOAT. And Larry the whole time is walking behind Ali thinking in his head that, damn, man, do the world know what I be doing to Ali and sparring? They don't know. They don't have an idea. They just think I'm just anything and anybody. They just think this. They just think. And then when he went in there and he did what he did to Muhammad Ali, and none of us never forgave Larry Holmes for that. Now, did we, fight fans? None of us never forgave Larry Holmes for that. Everyone thought that Larry Holmes crossed the line, fight fans. He gave Ali one of the worst beatings of his career at that stage of his career. It was hard to watch. But the reason that Larry Holmes did that wasn't because he hated Ali. He didn't do that because he disliked Ali. I can't wait to just bury Ali. No. He did that, fight fans, because all of that time it was in him. It was blazing in him to show it. Y'all don't know how good I am. I'm better than him at this point in his career. Y'all don't think that. Y'all don't know that though. So I got to show you, and I got to put an exclamation point, and I can't wait for the opportunity. Would y'all have said that Larry Holmes hated Muhammad Ali? It's the same way with the Russells and Tank. It's not a hate thing. They didn't come to his event the way that they did, dressed in total unity, total solidarity and shit. They didn't come dressed up in there like that just to beef with Tank or to cause some trouble at Tank's event. Nah, that ain't what they did. That ain't what it is. They came to let it be known to the machine and to Tank. We still here. We still here. And Tank know what that worked like. But to say that they hate the man, to say that they got beef with the man, fight fans, that couldn't be more further from the truth. That couldn't be more further from the truth. And y'all need to stop doing that to these Russells. I don't understand what's going on with the boxing fans and the Russells. I don't understand it. But y'all need to stop that shit, man. Because guess what? None of your favorite fighters, I repeat, not one. You give me one example. You don't have nothing. Say that these boys' name. They don't say Gary Antoine's name at all. No Devin, no Shakur, no Tank. Y'all better understand that's a reason for that. When the last time you heard them boys say that man's name? And when he get his hands on a world title, which he's knocking on the door of, what they gonna do then? They're gonna run right into a brick wall. Devin got to come to 40. You got to come to 40, but you're not saying his name, Devin. What's up with that shit? Why you coming to 40, but you're not saying his name? What, you gonna wait for him to beat Puello and take that WBA super? Then you gonna try to say his name? Hopefully you do. I hope you do. I got Gary Antoine beating the shit out of Devin Haney, fight fans. Let that be crystal. I got him beating the shit out of Devin Haney. I don't think Devin deals with that speed. I don't think Devin deals with that rush. And I don't think Devin going to be able to deal with that for 12 rounds. But he won't say his name. Just like Tank won't. No one will. No one. He's too risky right now. Until he get that belt. Let's see who says that. If he get that belt and no one says his name when he get that belt, that's a problem. That's a problem, fight fans. No one said 26 Gary's name. And, you know, one quick thing about 26 Gary. I seen something floating around. I'm not too 100 on it. Of him flirting with the idea of moving it up to 130 pounds. I hope he doesn't, truth be told. You know what I'm saying? Like, not right now. If he do, cool. You know, we're going to support it. I'm going to support it. You know what I mean? But I really don't want him to move up right now. I mean, that division is about to get hot, bro. And specifically your sanctioning body. So if he does decide to move up, hopefully he still keeps 1 foot in at 26. Because if we're talking about Fulton moving up and we're talking about Figueroa moving up, they're coming to the WBC, homeboy. They coming to the WBC. You feel me? So hope Gary doesn't move up right this second. You know what I mean? Not to mention another thing, fight fans, and see another thing that a lot of us ain't paying attention to because we fall for the shiny, flashy things. You know what I'm saying? Another thing that's getting not enough talk in boxing talk, the only cat that's talking about it probably is me. And that is, there's been a severe overlooking at 122 pounds. Now, I got a lot of love for Stevie Fulton. He makes my pound for pound list. But Stevie Fulton is leaving a lot of food on that plate. And I ain't keeping my eye off that. And I get it, man. He doesn't have to face Ryan Salim. Cool. Man, he doesn't have to fight Akhmadiliev. Cool. But those are two perennial fighters at that class. And Fulton skipped out on them two. Aleem been on his ass for over a year, fight fans. Aleem has been MJ's mandatory for as far as I can remember. No one don't want to fight Ryan Salim. All of this ducking and dodging popularity crap. Who the best for real, fight fans? Do you know who the best for real? Who the best for real? Because I every time I turn, it's too much ducking and dodge. Nobody don't want to fight Shakur. Who the best for real? Shakur sitting there doing jumping jacks in the middle of the street trying to get some attention. No one don't want to look his way. Who the best for real? Gary Antoine Russell sitting there. No one don't challenge him. Who the best? I got Terrence Crawford, hashtag no petitions, no obstacles. Not one piece of paper has made it to the WBO yet. Who is the best for real? Who is the best for real? We don't know now, do we? I'm sick of the smoke and mirrors and boxing, fight fans. Oscar, I don't know what the hell that was, bruh. But hopefully Tank and Ryan get it off the ground because boxing can't keep taking black eyes. Not on the top floor. It's one thing for us to lose fights that we don't give a damn about. It's another thing to keep waving fights that we really, really want in front of our face, only to never give it to us. There's a difference. I see y'all tomorrow, fight fans. Y'all be well, man. Y'all have a blessed night. I'm out of here, man. Y'all stay up, man. You know what I'm saying? I catch y'all on the next episode of We Talking Boxing Live, which will be going down this coming Thursday. Hopefully, I'll be back on my normal setup because I am tired of the StreamYard, fight fans. StreamYard is not my thing, fight fans. I know a lot of y'all content creators out there like this because it's easy. Not me. I like my own imprint. I like my own style. I like the music playing. I like the phone lines open and all that stuff. So I'm going to try to go back Thursday. Hopefully everything should be, all the kinks should be worked out by Thursday. So I should see y'all back then, man. But if I don't, I'll hopefully be live tomorrow and we can sit down and talk about whatever is popping in the boxing headlines, man. I want to say thank y'all again, man, for hanging out with me late tonight. Lana, what's up, Lana? Lana say link. Not a link night tonight, Lana. I got to get ready to go, bro. But much love to my bro, Lana. That was a great conversation that we had the other day, champ. I really appreciate you. And we'll talk more soon. We'll definitely talk soon. I got to get ready to get on out of here, man. But we'll talk soon. Ain't no real new developments to break down anyway right now, Lana. All you're gonna do is get up on here and tell me, well, man, you know, you should be happy because Spence is fighting Crawford. I mean, Spence is fighting Thurman. You should just be happy, you know. You should just sit there, just be happy and put a smile on your fucking face. That's what Lana is gonna say. I know he's laughing right now. Salute to my bro Lana. You know what I'm saying? Y'all have a blessed night out there, man. Stay stressed and sucker free. Remember, the devil is everywhere. Omnipresent, everywhere at the same time. He wants you sad, depressed. He wants you sitting around running into the wall. We can't do that right now, fight fans. You know why? This is 2023 and this is your year. You're going to be great this year all day. You ain't got time for that old devil. That old devil got to get behind you. You know what I'm talking about? Behind you. You go out there and be great. I see y'all in the next one, man. To the next video, family. Peace out. Crazy, man.